What's going on, Steve? CJ Peterson, San Francisco Examiner. Is there any updates on Kevon's injury, and how does this affect your roster moving forward at the center position?
No update other than, sprained ankle. I don't expect him to play, in the next couple of games. I mean, it was a significant enough sprain where it looks like he'll be out for a little bit, but we don't know. We won't know more until tomorrow. And that's I don't have anything else to say in terms of roster stuff. That's I haven't even given that one bit of thought.
Hi, Coach. Carlos Ramirez, NBC Bay Area in Telemundo. Can you talk about Juan's game tonight?
Juan is just a fantastic competitor. He's one of our smartest players in terms of, just having a feel for the game at both ends. I love Juan. He's in my book. He's not a two-way player. He's a big part of our team, and he showed why tonight. What a skill to be able to not even be active for, 10 days or so, and to come in and prepare day after day for his chance, and then his chance comes and he goes out and he kills it. So that's who Juan is. That's why we love him.
Can you describe the challenge tonight, but moving forward until Kevon is back, that we'll be playing without a center, in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't really given it any thought. So just offhand, Eric Paschall becomes a bigger part of what we're doing, and so does Juan. Those are, I guess Juan sort of qualifies as a big man, kind of. Eric definitely does. So, we'll be shorthanded. Draymond will play a lot of five, and Eric will get more minutes, and we'll see what happens from there.
What did you think of Draymond's minutes at the five? I know you were monitoring those tonight.
Well, I wasn't really monitoring his minutes at the five. I'd have a better answer for you after watching the tape. I was really just monitoring the game. And when Looney went out, we knew Draymond was going to play quite a bit at the five. I loved Draymond's energy tonight. He was pushing the ball. He was rebounding. He was defending like crazy. I think I said the other day, Draymond has just had a fantastic approach to the early part of the season, and he said himself that he's starting to get his wind and his rhythm, and I think it's coming in the next couple of weeks. This was, I think, the first time we've played him the entire first quarter and third quarter. So he looked like he was moving great, and he just does so many things for you on the floor night in and night out. He's an amazing player.
And just to follow up on Kevon, is there a plan for him to have an MRI or anything tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I don't know exactly what the plan is.
Okay.
Steve Pender, Andrew, NBC Sports Bay Area. When you first activated Juan, what was your original game plan of how to utilize him? Because I assumed that it was a little bit different of how he ended up playing tonight.
Well, Draymond and Juan remind me of each other. Draymond obviously is, he's in a different league in terms of his accomplishments, but Juan is sort of a similar type player in that he impacts everything. He can handle the ball. He can pass. He can step out and make a three like he did tonight. Made a few of them, in fact. Can guard anybody on the floor. And if he's off the ball, either on offense or defense, he just sees the chessboard. And so he's early. He's the first guy to rotate when the rotation is necessary. He's the guy who's going to make the backdoor cut behind the defense if they lose vision. Juan just has an innate feel for the game. And so he's kind of, for us, a jack of all trades. He can play multiple positions and help us in a pinch anytime we put him on the floor.
Steve, obviously, Kevon's numbers don't really jump off the screen to you when you look at statistics. But what does he bring to the center position for you guys? Obviously, without James, you guys are looking for some added minutes from him. But particularly, what does he do for you guys on the floor that really makes him such an
What
asset?
does who do on the floor?
Kevon Looney.
Kevon.
Yeah.
Well, he's he's physical. He's similar to what I was just saying about Juan. Loon has that same kind of feel for the game. So he's always setting the screen at the right time. He's recognizing what the offense is doing, and he's making the rotation or boxing out. Some guys you just put on the floor and good things happen, and Loon is one of those guys.
Steve, you obviously went with Kent to close those last 4 minutes in regulation there over Kelly. I know we've been down this road a lot with Kelly, but do you think a lot of his issues, especially recently, are just mental now? He started off the game so well, and then he missed that dunk, and he never seemed to get it back the same way.
Yeah, I mean, I went to Bays because Bays really had a good night and was playing well, and Kelly had played, I think, 8 straight minutes to start the quarter. We don't often play guys a full quarter. We kind of believe in other than Steph and Draymond, most of our other guys we're moving in and out of the rotation or excuse me, out of the lineup. So it just felt like going back to Bays, who was having a good night, made some sense at that point. Kelly's had some really good nights for us of late, and just this is the NBA. This is what it's like to be a player in this league. There's a lot of ups and downs, and I know it's been a rocky first quarter of the season for him, but he's helped us quite a bit too. So, it's just, we just went in a different direction down the stretch tonight.
Eric had those, maybe about 8 games in a row where he had 15 points, super efficient off the bench against backup centers. His production's fallen off. And really with that lineup has fallen off a bit. How do you get that back going and have teams countered it, do you think?
I thought Eric had a couple of really good outings, even though the stats didn't show it during that span. But you're right, we haven't been as effective with that lineup the last couple of games, and we changed the rotation in the second half because of foul trouble, but also because of how things went in the first half. And with Looney out, that jumbled the rotation too. But yeah, we'll take a look at that, and we've got to analyze everything now, especially with the injuries mounting. Got to figure out who we're going to play and when. But I'm very confident in Eric, and I have no doubt he'll bounce back and get on a roll again.
What's the hardest parts of the game to watch tonight?
I'm sorry, Monty?
What were the hardest parts of the game for you to watch? What bothered you the most as the game unfolded down the stretch?
Well, they killed us on the glass in the second half. That was really the difference in the game. I thought we had some good looks offensively. I thought we played really, really hard, competed, did a lot of things well. The ball has to go in, though. I mean, that's, I think it was Doc Rivers who started the it's a make or miss league phrase. And it is true. The ball's got to go in. But I believe they had 10 offensive rebounds in the second half because we did a great job in the first half. And the second half, it just seemed like they kept getting long rebounds and converting on second chance opportunities, and that really hurt.
Coach, Stephen Curry has become the franchise second all-time scorer. What does he have to say about that? And do you think he will surpass Will Chamberlain as the top scorer in Warriors history?
Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about this, the stats and everything. So I have no idea how many points he has to go to catch. I assume it's Rick Barry. Is Rick Barry the number? Wilt? Oh, Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, not a bad name. All right. Yeah. So, Steph's just an incredible player. He's, if you ask me, he's the best Warrior of all time. That's probably not going out on a limb, but I don't know a whole lot about all the records and stuff. I just know we're damn lucky to have him. He's amazing.
Steve, just to follow up on Kelly really quickly, you mentioned analyzing everything, and I realize that plus minus numbers aren't always a tell-all of what's going on, but he was a minus 25 in the starting lineup. Does his performance tonight at all make you think about changing things up rotationally or in the starting lineup with where he plays his minutes?
Well, a big chunk of that, I think, was the top of the second quarter when we just didn't have anything going and couldn't find a rhythm. And that group has actually been good, the last couple of weeks. So I'm not, looking at anything like that. The biggest thing right now is we have to get together as a staff and figure out, without Looney, without James, who are we going to start? What's the rotation going to look like to make up for, not having a true center?
Steve, with Kevon's injury history, how much of a risk was there in trying to, forge forward with the next, 5-6 games, riding him?
Well, we weren't planning on playing him huge minutes anyway, Monty. I mean, Loon is sort of a 20, 25-minute guy at the most. And we probably would have been playing him in that range. He's been very capable of doing that in the past, and he's been in great health. So this was a fluke. He just caught his foot on the floor and rolled the ankle, and just the way it goes. I feel bad for him because he's worked so hard to get back to this space, and he's really been playing well for us. So it's a big blow.
Coach, you've always thought greatly about Juan and what he does and brings to the table. What do you think has to happen for him to be a bigger piece in your rotation going forward?
It's all just circumstantial, Carlos. He's the thing I like about Juan is that doesn't matter who he plays with. He's a guy who just makes the group better. So I would think right now he's heading for a lot of minutes, and this is one of the reasons we purposely deactivated him the last 4 or 5 games, because we knew there would come a time where he would play a bigger role, and that time is now.
How comfortable are you going forward with the next 4 or 5 games with this roster, with all the injuries? I mean,
I'm comfortable with it. I mean, it's not ideal, but this is kind of the way this season is going for everybody. Ours isn't COVID related, but so many teams have been decimated by league protocols and injuries, and this is our turn now. So we got to just find a way.
The league
Hey,
keeps
Coach.
trending smaller and smaller. I mean, how comfortable are you? How small are you comfortable going at this point? Whether it's like Oubre or Wiggins playing the 5.
I would be comfortable all the way until Steph was playing the 5. When that happens, I'll be uncomfortable.
Hey, Coach, what do you think led to your guys' struggles on the boards down the stretch? And when you're talking about, playing with a smaller lineup, what can they do to try to get some more of the, those boards and prevent some of the offensive rebounds and second chance points?
Well, it just makes it that much more important to find a body on every shot. All 5 guys have to box out and find somebody. And it just, I'll look at the tape. Some of them are inevitable. But it felt like there were several long rebounds that we could have had and we didn't get. But that was a big factor in the game. Thanks, everybody. We had 1